All right, so let's take a look at the circle trim drawing and start to deconstruct how would we make this particular object. Well, when I start this, I need to take a look at it and get a big understanding, a big feeling for what's happening here. Well, I look at this, I got a radius of 1.5, radius of 2, radius of 0.25 down here, 0.75, and I'm reading these center marks. These center marks mean a lot. And when the center mark extends past the edge of an object, that means that it is marking that object's center. So this outside arc, this circle, and this circle are concentric. They share the same center point. If I were to highlight these circles, that center point is directly over top of them. All right, so that is a concentric relationship. Because of that, I know that the centers all lap up. I can use that point to start all my circles. Okay, so I need to understand the spacing between this side and this side. Well, there's the spacing information. So what I would do is go ahead and grab my construction line. I'm going to grab my line tool, and I'm just going to draw a 5-inch line. So I know the distance from here to here is now spaced at 5 inches. Now I'd go ahead and grab my object viz line, and I would start drawing in some circles. Well, I'm going to do a radius of 1.5. So I'll grab my circle tool, grab radius, click here and pull out, type in 1.5. Hit enter. I can do it again, repeat circle, click and pull, 1.5, enter. So I got two big giant circles. Now I'm talking about, well, let's do these little ones. Okay, so I can go ahead and grab this 0.75, 0.25. So I'll grab circle tool again, click and pull, 0.75, enter. Repeat circle, 0.25, enter. All right, now let's talk about this big circle here, because I can easily take and copy these from here over to here like that. That's a simple movement. But let's talk about the big circle now. So here I got a big circle. This is a radius of 2, and it's right in the middle. Okay, that center mark's coming right down through the middle of the part. It means that this side and this side are mirror images. So right in the middle, grab my tool, find that midpoint. Wait till that little midpoint pops up. Click and pull, 2, enter. All right, so now I'm looking at this, I'm saying, well, I got some straight lines here. Well, what's going on there? Well, they're just straight lines. So I'll grab my line tool. I sit over the middle, and you can just mouse up slow like this, click, and draw all the way across. Click. Now you can draw down if you wanted to, or you can do the same thing where you mouse up. We'll draw down, and then we'll draw back across. Click. Then we look at this and say, well, what don't I need? What can I trim out of here? So I grab my trim tool, and I look at this and say, well, that arc comes down and then comes this way. So I don't want this, or this, or this. That's starting to look like it's something I need. I don't need this, or this. I don't need any of this stuff. Can get rid of that stuff, right? So you can start clicking on all the stuff you don't need. So I'm going to come down here. Let's just clean up this. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. And this, and then these babies over there. Now, the rest of these are just lines. I can go trim these things, but that's going to take a lot more time. So I'm going to hit escape twice, highlight that, highlight this with a little grab, and delete. I don't need this line either. So now we're looking at this part, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty close. You know, that looks like something that I want. Let me go ahead and get that center circle in here. Grab my tool, find the center, click and pull, 0.75, enter. So I've pretty much just roughed out this part, and now I can start looking at center marks and dimensions. Last thing I'm looking to do is add some center marks to this drawing. So I'm going to pull down my layers. I'll grab the center mark tool. Then I'm going to come over here to the annotation tab, and I'm going to slide over to the center mark tool right here. I'll select the center mark tool, and then I want to select the largest concentric circle. So this arc or circle is concentric, so it marks all of those. I mark the largest concentric circle here, it marks those, and I mark the largest concentric circle, and they're all marked also. Now I'm going to hit escape twice, and then the only last thing we're going to do is the extension line that goes past the edge, or the center mark that extends past the edge of the visible object. Okay, that distance from here to here should be 0.25. Now, I know I have this in a different video, but I'm also showing you here that it's very easy to extend this because this is not 0.25. This extension is 0.125. Okay, so I'm going to highlight these center marks. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to Properties. And over here in the geometry, it says left extension, right extension, top extension, bottom extension. I'm going to change these to be 0.25. And then I can just highlight after I change one and do a Control V, Control V, Control V. And as I do that, they all extend. Okay? So all of these have now extended to 0.25 past the edge of the object. That is going to be an important thing to do. That is part of the standard that we are going to be following. So that's important. Make sure you get that done. We are going to talk about annotative dimensioning in a different video. So as you work through this, I would get to this point before you start to dimension. All right, hope this helps.